Okay, let's switch back to the map. Some of you guys might already have it loaded in as your default homepage, and some of you might just have to use the chooser and flip there. Okay, we now have enough settings we can sell something. Okay, are we ready to do our first sell?
Yes.
We haven't done anything else. We haven't loaded any parts in. We did get some special line items, like labor and other and verbiage and fees and freight and all that kind of stuff, okay? We have some of those, we have some users, and we have permissions. That's all we have at this point, okay? We haven't gone to our location and set up any tax settings or anything. But I want you guys to sell a couple things before we hit lunch, okay? Here's what we're gonna do. From the interactive map, I'm gonna click on the little thing that says Start New Cart. Or I can physically click on the shopping cart button. Either way. Okay, by default, we already have a location, and the cart type that we're going to select is a counter sale. We're going to keep this super simple, okay? So we're not assigning a customer. As soon as you're ready, we're going to say Start Cart. Okay, so if we talk session for just a second, who can tell me what a session is? Just a brief explanation of what a session is. It's a term that we've used earlier today. Anybody remember what that is?
Just this little thing here.
It's a little container for you, okay? Just for you. So guess what? I can't see what's in your session. So you could technically add a couple line items. Be like, hey, can you look at this? And I'll be like, sorry, I can't see your session. Like, basically, it's your little container, okay? So as soon as we said start a cart, we said, okay, get ready, little container. I'm going to start sticking some stuff in there, okay? No one else can see this. This is just virtual memory until we actually either save it as a quote or we create the invoice, alrighty? So it's created in a session variable here. What we're going to do, this particular help file, I highly recommend when you do it that you read this particular help file, okay? It has a ton of information. It's probably about a 5-page read, but guess what? This is the interface between you and what you do, okay? And you don't have to do it right this second, but the help file is very, very helpful and should help you to know what's going on, including way at the bottom, how to do discounts and such. How do I apply a discount, okay? Just all sorts of neat stuff that it helps you to know. As soon as you create the cart, you get a little view cart icon up here and a link. So once again, this is how you get back to your little session container called the cart. Yes, Ethan.
So the help file for more information is a different help right now than the help file on the top next to print and back.
Okay, so the one that's next to print and back, it actually changes. Watch this right here. So the status bar, remember this is the bottom bar, I'm going to mouse over this particular link, okay? So in the top right now it says, my ID number is 143 and the password is cart for this particular help file. If I go to somewhere else, watch this, I'm going to flip over to the queue for just a microsecond, and I go mouse over that same link, guess what it now says? My ID is 400 and the password is Q. It automatically is changing. So every page I go onto, like even if there's not a little thing that says, see this help file for more information, if you can see the help link on the top or the bottom, it automatically will change every single page you go to, okay? Like, it doesn't look like it changes, but in the background, all we say is, hey, you need to hold some more information. And so now it will technically point you to somewhere else. Does that make sense? Okay, it's very important that you know that. Like, there's nothing that flashes and says, hey, I'm a new help file. It's very subtle. That's up at the top or at the bottom, but every single page has a help file. Okay, so I was on a queue. This was ID number 400. That's number 400 of the help files that I've had to write. I'm just kidding. Watch this. If I click on something else, say I go home, and I'm on the interactive map, if I map over of the same help link, it now says 393, password is map. Okay? Like basically the reason we have a password, remember how I showed you how to hack the system earlier when you like change the ID number? Well, there are certain help files I don't want you to get to, like as far as like say super admin tools, and so there's an additional piece that's added onto that. Like, hey, you have to know the whole piece to get into this help file type thing. So anyway, long story short, the help file will switch every page I'm on. So if I'm in edit mode on something, the help file is going to be different than if I'm on a printable version of that same thing. The help file automatically switches behind you.
Okay. Thank you, I got that. My question then still is the help file, have you just duplicated that, just to sort of say,
That's
you should
the-
probably read this, but it's actually the same help file?
It is. If
Okay.
you were to mouse over the link, it'll probably say 143 and 143.
Yeah.
But don't worry about the numbers. That's just how we tie it in. That's that help file's main ID number. Okay.
It says 140, 138, and they're both 38.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but it's an ID number, and we could potentially even take you to different spots. Okay. So I've been bouncing all around. I went from here back to the home. I can get right back to the cart by clicking either this icon or the little link. Okay. I'll just click it, and we'll be back at the cart. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the little Add Item button, okay? Now, normally, this top one right here, it actually would allow us to search for things. As soon as you have your pieces loaded into there, for instance, a bottle or this or that, or whatever your widgets are, you can actually search for it, or use a barcode scanner. As soon as that thing is beeping right there, you can go like this, beep, and it'll automatically do the search for you, okay? Like a barcode reader, it needs to have that cursor so it's active in the search field. If it's not, the barcode reader has no idea what to submit it to. But if it knows, hey, I'm part of this search, it'll actually run it through. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll down just a little bit so we're at the Add a Special Line Item. And I'm going to put, my first thing is going to be for $5. And I'm going to select my special line items, and I'm going to put it under Other. And I'm going to put the word testing in there. So I'm going to sell one at $5, part number Other, and the line description is testing. Oh man, I have caps locks on.
Yeah.
Okay, add to cart. Automatically, my link up at the top says, hey, I've got an item in the cart. This is not necessarily the quantity, this is the number of line items. It's different. So if I were to change this right here to a quantity of 100, it would still just say 1, because it deals with how many line items do I have, not how many quantity. Quantity gets all sorts of funky when you start mixing and matching like different, what we call the units of measurement, okay? So I might have 1 foot and 12 inches, and it gets all funky, so we just say, hey, we'll record your line items. That's what we do it that way, okay? At this point, this is all I would need actually for my first little piece. What I'd like you guys to do is if you hit the little Save Quote button, you'll actually get a brand new quote that you just created. I got number 4, so who got what other numbers?
7.
Who got number 1? Oh, Sherry O, she's the quickest. So what happens here is basically a lot of us were hitting the system at one time, okay? So what the system does is it says, what's next? I'll take their information from that little session, and it's now recorded. So guess what? If anybody wanted to go to cart number 1, we could actually see exactly what Sherry did. You guys want to try it? Quick search, top, go quote 1.
Where's the quick search?
Okay, the quick search, there's actually 2 versions of the quick search.
Ah, found her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, Logan S. Olin. It has Sherry's information down here at the bottom. She's the contact information. Good stuff. Okay, who remembers what quote number they were? We're going to go to yours real
7.
quick. What were you?
7.
You were 7? Let's go 7. So right up here at the top of the quick search, hit 7. Enter. Okay, this is C. Moore. I've got a quote for C. Moore and got all of her information. Craig, what was yours real quick?
5.
5? Okay, I'd like you guys to try this if you'd like. You can either use the quick search and go quote 5, or try the little hack method where you're actually going to change the ID number, okay? And then once you're done making the change, you do hit enter. And there's Craig's. Perfect. Perfect. Great. It's the exact same as what the quick search does. The quick search is more of like English, and the other one is actually like what it really does, kind of techie behind the scenes, if that makes sense. Check this out. Let's all go to the quote homepage. How are we going to do that? Everybody go home. Just to the home page. Okay, where's quotes at? Probably close to the shopping cart, wouldn't it be?
Yep.
Everybody, let's click on quotes. I see a lot of different users who have already played. Okay, here's your assignment right now. Would you like me to review it one more time? But I'd like you to make some different quotes and add some different line items and different things. We're just kind of playing with the system, okay? Here's the assignment. The first one, I want you to do a single quote, just a counter sale. You're gonna add one item to it, whatever price you want, and then save it as a quote. Your next one, I want you to do the same thing, but I want you to add multiple lines, whatever it is, just for fun or whatever. And then we're gonna kind of look at it in just a second, okay? So your first assignment is to create a new quote. If you want, one of the easiest ways to do it is from the home page, click on that little button, Start New Cart. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? First assignment is a simple little thing. You're going to add a little item to it. And you're going to save it. The next one that is your assignment, after you've fully done that, it'll give you a new number once you're done with that. Okay? Your next one is you're going to create a new one and you're going to add multiple lines to it. I want you to build it up a little bit, kind of have fun, maybe add some notes. Like, that's more of your playing and experimenting type thing. And then you're going to save it as well. I'll go ahead and do some as well, just so that I can play along right with you.
I forgot to put other, and it made me go back.
Perfect, perfect.